big question this morning on the front page of the Daily Guide. Who leads the NPP? Race for Flagbearer begins. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, Kennedy Japan, Dr. Osei Duchu, Dr. Brian Echampo, and Engineer Kwabena Echapon.
Why do we do that thing where we add someone's profession to their name as a title?
Well,
lawyer, this engineer, that. But it's not all professions. I've never heard of mechanic Joe.
Because that mechanic you're thinking about, if that mechanic was an engineer, he would have added it.
But why? Why is it that engineers can add it, but mechanics can't?
They are mechanical engineers.
Yeah, it's a special way of qualifying it, actually. But anyway, big names here.
Yeah, but I've seen it.
Yeah. 5,
Yeah. Dr. Bawumia, he's still the man to beat. It's his to lose. So for Dr. Bawumia, except that I think that the Bawumia team should drop that Aka 9 pair. Enka 9. You start from zero.
See, so everyone is starting from zero.
Everyone will start from zero. It is true that he's been marketed. Okay?
Yeah.
And it's also true that when you are in government and you lose an election, as a verdict, first of all, on your performance as a government. So Dr. Bawumia cannot be wholly blamed for the NPP's defeat. But it's also a reminder of the things people say when they're getting ready for elections. And so, having been through election 2024 and lost, the Bawumia team should be careful about how they go about their campaign. So, Aka 9 pair. And then people would remind you that Akufo-Addo did 49% in 2008. No, it was left to 2.3%.
Okay.
No, 0.23%. 0.23%.
Just to cross.
He lost the election by 40,000. In 2012, he lost by a margin of 300,000. It decreased to 47%.
So you can't conclude.
The advantage Dr. Bawumia has, is that in the Fourth Republic, Jerry Rawlings is the outlier. Now, we make exceptions for the John Mahama victory in 2012 and say that because of the demise of the late President John Evans Atta Mills, he had some sympathy going into election 2012, and that's the reason he won. Even though there's still elements within the NPP who say that Akufo-Addo won that election. So if that's the case, you will make the point that, Dr. Bawumia, going for the second time, has that, history on his side. But of course, if you also look at John Mahama winning in 2012 on his first attempt, you can say another person can do so. Whatever the situation is, campaign.
Yeah.
Campaign and tell people why you should be the leader. Or why you should so the NPP, the chairman is the leader. Why you should be the flag bearer
of the party
for 2020.
But you know that they are doing this because they know they are customer.
Well,
they know that the average delegate would love a message like that. So all right.
Okay. More stories on the front page of the Daily Guide. NIA chairperson praises margins group. Then there's the Gbenyiri conflict. The president, we understand, is concerned about this. The toll is rising to 18 now. And of course, some interventions there from the Interior Ministry. We hope that there'll be peace, there'll be calm in that part of the country. Oti Region is now recording 22,000 typhoid cases. In fact, when that story came up last week, what was so touching was even the regional minister says, well, he's just been appointed less than 8 months ago by the president, and he's been treated 3 times or thrice because of this whole typhoid cases in the Oti region. So it gives you a sense of how bad the situation is. He's saying there's a need for a hospital immediately, but we're saying, from my point, I feel we should rather look at ways of ensuring that there's potable water, first of all, to residents in the area. At least if you're looking at the mode of transmission, and then you should be focused on sanitation issues
I've been
within
to the
the
Oti
area
region.
first of all.
I've been to the Oti region. There's potable water. So what is the sanitation challenge, which is resulting in the typhus, whatever?
Yeah, because it will be strange, isn't it, to just be having 22,000 cases already.
It's some shocking growth in these numbers, and there should be some common denominator here. Some
that. Anyway, the Sotom Homo clash is also on. Chief's son, 3 others killed, several injured as well. The Small Arms Commission has been warning about this. That look, let's not introduce light weapons into our celebrations, because once there's any clash, of course, people will resort to the use of these firearms. But unfortunate as it may be, that's what we've recorded.
And the Ghana Police Service issued a statement yesterday. It says the Accra Regional Police Command has initiated an investigation into violent incidents during the climax of the Anahomo Festival at Anya and Sotom on Saturday, 30th August. Preliminary investigations reveal that a misunderstanding broke out between followers of 2 rival chiefs during the sprinkling of the traditional food pukwe, leading to the exchange of gunfire. The situation escalated when some attendees attempted to leave the festival grounds, resulting in further attacks at Olebu. Now, 3 persons, brings their names, lost their lives in the violence. Additionally, 4 individuals sustained injuries and are receiving treatment at various medical facilities, including the Kolebu Teaching Hospital and Rage Hospital. The bodies of the deceased have been deposited at the police mortuary for preservation and autopsy. And the Accra Regional Police Command has deployed additional personnel to restore calm and maintain law and order in the affected areas. Intelligence-led operations are underway to identify and arrest all those involved in the violence. And the command strongly cautions traditional leaders, elders, and their supporters to adhere strictly to agreed security arrangements and avoid acts that could jeopardize public peace.
What a royal pity. I mean, a festival, a celebration of our culture, turning into, a source of conflict. It's just unpardonable.
Very sad.
It is. Anyway, let's get to the Business and Financial Times. 9.2 million paid daily in insurance claims is here. And, I asked Kojo the last time that Kojo Kutubuating whether it was time for us to consider, just as we make motor insurance compulsory, whether we do same for life insurance. And I think it's something that all of us should think about.
It makes sense.
Yeah, because I've been asking myself consistently every day when you leave home and you say, "I'd be back." You're not sure whether you're going to come back, and if you're not back, for instance, how do you ensure that your dependents are taken care of when you're away? It's something we should think about. It's something we must all do. But BOG puts digital credit services under regulation to boost financial inclusion. Margins ID Group's commitment makes Ghana card a global model. NIA chairman. The thing about politics, the Ghana card, it's one good thing that we have as a country. And I'm happy that, today, for me, everywhere I go now, when you ask of my Ghana card, all I do is to show you even the soft copy and say, this is it. But where it's needed, in hard copy, I always make it available because it's a game changer. Also in insurance, engineer Osman Abudu appointed MDC. Engineer, of Suno Assurances.
Seamstress,
That's not something that people want to do.
But why not?
Well, let's see. Backpage, Apollonia City hosts China Africa Economic and Trade Promotion Council delegation, and Telecel champions purposeful partnerships at 2025 supplier conference.
It looks like the BOG is in the news a lot lately. Economic Times is also talking about them. BOG announces intention to license, regulate digital credit services. It's another area that the central bank is looking at, and they're doing that in line with the first schedule of Act 774. So all of these issues on the front page of the Economic Times. NIPF framework roadmap, BOG commended for stakeholders' engagement. And then there's the talk about Africa's energy stakeholders urged to act decisively for the future. We know that energy poverty is a big challenge. $500 billion US dollars is needed to close that gap. And of course, the continent is being urged to take immediate action. Winston,
the custodian, before you come in 2028 presidential race, it says NPP guru supporters endorse Bawumia. comes with photographs of all those who've endorsed Bawumia so far. Some of them, not all of them. And GPCL declares war on fake gazettes. All here.
Okay, then Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia is also featuring on the front page of the Ghanaian publisher, Bawumia Best Bet for 2028. That's according to the former Information Minister, Kojo Nkrumah. He's been declaring his support for the former Vice President, and some say Dada Lumba. Well, Kojo, Dada Lumba's family is, receiving some great cash, 200,000 Ghana cedis. Guess who is coming from? Former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
100,000 Ghana cedis.
Yeah. So together with Dr. Bawumia,
Yeah, that's 150,000.
Yes. So
and others,
others, coming together would make it 200,000 Ghana cedis for the family. I think the former president's done well because Daddy Lumba's song comes fresh in our minds when you think about the elections, and that song is done for.
No,
I
think it's the best campaign song that I can remember. It's one song that gets a lot of people dancing.
How about the recent ones?
Which one is that?
Nasi's
Nasi also was going there.
The quen is to get the mojo at the back.
Mahani.
Charlie, if you talk about campaign song, Nana winner in 2008, Charlie be too much.
Maybe DJ Ubeti will be kind to us by mixing these two songs and giving us
and Nana.
The daily graphic for this morning
you have that,
says NDC NPP face off in Akwetia, who claims bragging rights tomorrow. Margins ID Group expertise makes Ghana card global model, and sure violence free election in Akwetia. Religious leaders appeal to NDC NPP. Government moves to revoke forest mining laws. That's it for the graphic. Let me see the back page of the graphic. 2025 Hogbetrocho launched at Ohawu. We spoke to Ben Dochimalo on Friday, and please secure injunction against Teshi Homowo celebration.
And of course, Isaac Kofi with our data team is just giving us a sense of perhaps what's happening in OT. So Kojo, the understanding is that in OT you have over 60,000 open defecation points.
Oh my goodness.
And so possibly, if you're going, towards reasons, a mode of infection, then possibly you might go with that data to suggest then that, of course, open defecation needs to be tackled.
That is disturbing.
Probably in the Oti region. Thanks, Kofi, for sharing that data with us. Anyway.
All right. Okay, let's go online.
BOG is also here on myjoyonline.com. Kojo, people are carrying over $1 million out of this country without declaring that. That's according to the central bank governor. Shocking details there. And of course, he's been talking about markets, the need for them to play by the rules. That's according to the central bank governor. This interesting story over the weekend that we came up with on Prime Inside, the fact that all former presidents, according to the Constitutional Review Committee, they've been engaged on the third term issue. We understand that according to the Secretary of the Constitutional Review Committee that the report will be ready by end of September. But he says eminent Ghanaians are interested in that third term conversation or presidential tenure, if you want to look at it as such. But the movement of change says that they would have chased out John Mahama if he tried going for it.
I'll tell you one insight that I have from the Constitutional Review Committee. And it's about the question of vice president versus prime minister.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
we have a ceremonial head, maybe, and the prime minister.
So the concept is that there would be a president, and then there would be from parliament a prime minister, or of all the ministers, a prime minister. So the concept here being that instead of a vice president, someone who is
just
sitting and waiting
for
something to happen to the president, and then they take over. There is a prime minister who can actually have legislative, clout and power, and actually, do things.
I think in the US, the VIP is in the Senate. For the parliamentary system, you have the prime minister active in parliament. But in our case, probably that will be taking us back to the '69 constitution.
So
I think.
There are so many, African countries, especially the francophone countries, that have this system: president and prime minister.
Except that you need to look at the role of the prime minister. You know, because in the US, where you have a vice president, the vice president doesn't even act when the president is out of the country like we do. I still think that, you know, that whole system where the vice president would act as president in the absence of the president is something that we should change. It doesn't make sense. There's still the president anyway, because of our
wherever
party.
he is in the
He's
world,
still the
he's
president
still
of the republic,
right? Yeah.
Now, this is the thing. If you want to have a prime minister who qualifies as prime minister, will the prime minister come from parliament? I do know that the original idea in the 1992 constitution, having spoken to Nana Dr. SKB Asante, he told me that they actually wanted a prime minister, who would be the leader of government business. So you ask yourself, if we have a president and a prime minister, what will be the rules? Are we going to go 69, like Blizzard is asking, where the prime minister is actually the leader of government business and the president is ceremonial? Or are we going to say, okay, so the president will be head of government, would have some powers, and then their powers given to the prime minister? If that is what you want to do, where will the prime minister come from? Will the prime minister come from, say, parliament? If that's what you want to do, can you do that with the vice president? Or is this the whole name change about